In a quiet village, there lived a boy named Ethan. Ethan was kind and hardworking, but he never believed in himself. He thought only people with special talents could succeed. Ethan loved playing the violin. Whenever he watched famous musicians on TV, he admired them, but felt he could never be like them. They are born talented, he would think. I will never be that good. His parents and teachers always encouraged him, saying, "Ethan, if you practice daily, you can be just as great as them." But Ethan doubted himself. One day, a grand music competition was announced in the village. Many talented kids from different schools were participating. Ethan's best friend Jake was excited. "Ethan, you should participate. You play the violin so well." Ethan shook his head. "No, I'm not talented enough. I will never win." That evening, Ethan's grandfather noticed his sadness. "What's wrong, my child?" he asked. Ethan sighed. "Grandpa, I love playing the violin, but I'm not talented enough to win. I'm just wasting my time." His grandfather smiled and said, "Let me tell you a story that will change how you think." Many years ago, in a small town, there was a potter named William. William dreamed of making the most beautiful clay pots, but the other potters laughed at him. "You don't have the skill," they said. "You will never succeed." But William didn't listen. Every day he practiced molding clay, shaping it again and again. At first his pots cracked and broke, but he never gave up. He studied the best techniques, tried different methods, and practiced day and night. Years passed, and his skills improved. One day the king announced a competition to find the best potter in the kingdom. William participated, and to everyone's surprise, he won. The king was so impressed that he made William the royal potter. Grandpa looked at Ethan. "Do you see, my child? William wasn't born talented. He created his own talent through effort and practice. You can do the same." Ethan thought deeply about the story. For the first time, he realized that success wasn't about talent. It was about hard work, persistence, and belief in oneself. The next morning, Ethan made a decision. He would not give up. He started waking up early, practicing his violin daily, and improving his techniques. At first, he struggled, made mistakes, and felt like quitting. But he reminded himself of William's story and kept going. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. Slowly, his fingers moved more smoothly over the violin strings. His music started sounding better. His confidence grew. Finally, the day of the competition arrived. Ethan stood nervously backstage, watching the other participants perform beautifully. But instead of feeling scared, he told himself, "I have worked hard. I will do my best." When his turn came, he walked onto the stage and played his heart out. His fingers danced over the violin strings, creating the most beautiful melody he had ever played. For a moment, there was silence. Then the audience erupted into applause. Ethan couldn't believe it. He had done it. When the results were announced, Ethan won second place. More importantly, he had won something greater: self-belief. From that day on, Ethan never doubted himself again. He continued practicing, improving, and achieving greater success in music. He realized that talent isn't something you are born with, it's something you build through hard work. Success isn't about being naturally gifted. It's about effort, persistence, and never giving up. The key is to start, keep improving, and believe in yourself. Once in a quiet town, there lived a young boy named Alex. He had a terrible habit of procrastination, and no matter how important a task was, he always delayed it. As a result, he lagged behind in studies and other aspects of life while his friends progressed. His parents and teachers constantly advised him to value time, but he never listened. Instead, he wasted his days on trivial activities, never thinking about the future. One day, a wise monk arrived in town. People gathered to seek his wisdom, as he was known for his profound knowledge and guidance. Curious, Alex decided to meet the monk, hoping to learn a trick to surpass his friends without much effort. He reached the place where the monk was staying and patiently waited for his turn. When his turn came, he bowed and said, "Oh, wise one, please help me. I am failing in life. My friends are ahead of me in everything. I want to surpass them and be the best." Please tell me how to do that." The monk looked at him with kindness and said, "My child, you suffer because you do not value time. You waste your precious moments, which can never be regained. Let me tell you a story." Alex nodded eagerly, ready to listen. The monk continued, "Once upon a time, there was a generous king who loved his people. One day he met an old classmate. The man was poor, unemployed, and always complained about his fate. He blamed others for his failures. The king recognized him and felt sorry. He asked about his life. The classmate sighed and said, "Oh, king, I don't understand why everyone says I am useless. Even when I try to get a job, no one hires me. People claim I never do anything on time. I don't know what to do." The king thought for a moment and then said, "Let us make a deal. Before sunset, come to my treasury and collect as much gold and gems as you can. It will all be yours." The classmate was overjoyed. He rushed home and told his wife everything. His wife, excited, said, "Go now and get the treasure while you have the chance." But the man replied, "I'm hungry. Let me eat first." His wife quickly prepared a meal. He ate slowly, thinking he had plenty of time. After eating, he felt sleepy. "I should take a nap first. I will go later," he said. He lay down and dozed off, thinking he would rest for a short while, but he slept for 2 hours. When he woke up, he realized it was already late afternoon. He grabbed some bags and hurried towards the palace. The sun was shining brightly. Feeling hot and tired, he thought, "I should rest under this tree for a while before continuing." A cool breeze blew. The pleasant weather made him drowsy, and he dozed off again. He slept for another 4 hours. When he woke up, the sky was turning orange. Panicked, he ran towards the palace. By the time he reached, the sun had set. The palace gates were closed. He stood outside, disappointed and regretful. He had missed his chance at fortune because he wasted time. The monk finished the story and looked at Alex. Alex was speechless. He realized his mistake and felt ashamed. He bowed to the monk and said, "Thank you for this lesson. I now understand how precious time is. I will change my ways." From that day forward, Alex stopped procrastinating. He became more productive and focused on his goals. His life changed, and he earned the respect of his family and friends. Time is like gold. It is the most valuable thing we have. Those who waste it lose opportunities and regret later. But those who use it wisely can achieve anything in life. Never be lazy or postpone your work, or one day you will regret it, just like the man who lost his fortune because he couldn't reach the palace before sunset. Use your time wisely, chase your dreams, and cherish every moment with your loved ones. Only then will you live a fulfilling and successful life. On a bright summer morning, a boy named Alex arrived at his grandfather's countryside home for the holidays. He loved spending time with his grandpa, playing, listening to stories, and exploring the garden. One afternoon, as they sat under a shady tree, Alex asked, "Grandpa, when I grow up, I want to be successful. Can you tell me how to do that?" His grandfather smiled, nodded, and led him to a nearby plant nursery. There he bought 2 small plants and took them home. Back at the house, Grandpa planted one in a pot and placed it inside near the window. The other he planted in the open yard, under the vast sky. Then he turned to Alex and asked, "Which of these 2 plants do you think will grow better?" Alex thought for a moment and then said, "The one inside the house? It's safe from storms, harsh sunlight, and animals. The plant outside might not survive." Grandpa chuckled and said, "Let's see what happens in the future." The summer ended, and Alex returned home with his parents. 4 years later, Alex visited his grandfather again. This time he was eager to get an answer to his old question. "Grandpa, last time I asked you how to be successful, but you didn't tell me." "Now you have to," he said eagerly. His grandfather smiled and said, "Of course, but first, let's check on our plants." He led Alex to the potted plant inside the house. It had grown, but it was still small and fragile. Then they walked outside to where the other plant had been planted. To Alex's amazement, a huge tree stood there. Its strong branches spread wide, providing shade to people and animals alike. Grandpa looked at Alex and asked, Tell me which plant grew more. Which one is stronger? Alex replied. The one outside? But how? It faced storms and strong winds. How did it grow so big? Grandpa smiled and said, that's the secret to success. The plant outside had the freedom to spread its roots deep into the ground. The storms didn't break it, they made it stronger. Every challenge it faced helped it grow. But the plant inside, though safe, never had to struggle, so it remained small and weak. He placed a gentle hand on Alex's shoulder and said, life works the same way. If you always choose comfort and avoid challenges, you will never grow to your full potential. But if you face your problems head on, you will become stronger and achieve great things. Never see obstacles as barriers. See them as stepping stones to success. Alex took a deep breath, looked at the mighty tree, and smiled. He finally understood. The struggles we fear in life are the same challenges that make us stronger. It's just like a game where each level is harder but more rewarding. Life is an adventure where challenges are meant to be conquered. So don't fear difficulties, embrace them, tackle them, and grow.